Qam Yasharahla. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash, Barakate Yahweh, Barakate Yahushai, Barakate Yahweh, Barakate Yahushai, Barakate Yahweh, Barakate Yahushai. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone, peace and salutation to you, Akim, just pushing the truth in love and sincerity and charity. Okay, to the few sisters that be watching and learning, Shalom, stay strong. Okay, this is the brother Yashawan from the GMS Bahamas camp. Back there with a brief lesson. Okay, this lesson entitled, This is not an art of work, or this is not a work of art. Okay, you're looking at this picture right here with this girl. I think she is some popular girl who sing and basically a model or something like that. All right, now this isn't an art. Okay, this is a so-called black woman. All right, and basically she have leprosy. Okay, which is also like mole. When you go in buildings and you see moles in the building and you see the mole in the ceiling and eating out the ceiling, it's the same thing what's going on here. Okay, and in order for her to be healed, she had to repent, pray to the Most High, the healer. Okay, this is not a work of art. Like this person here have here, this is a work of art. This isn't a work of art. Okay, all right, let's get that straight. This isn't cool at all. All right, this woman is unclean. Okay, she's unclean. You shouldn't even want to be around her or anybody who look like this. Okay, until they be made whole again through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. So let's just get Leviticus 13. You can take it at the top. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, When a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, okay, or a bright spot like this, as you seeing it, from her face to the hands to the body to her thighs and also to her legs. All right, you seeing it? You seeing the scriptures? Okay, a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh, like the plague of leprosy. Then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priests. Okay, leprosy, as you see. All right, this is for man and woman. Those say, ben a man. Okay, all right. Miriam, as we know, the Lord smite her with leprosy. Okay, and she had to be put out of the camp because she was unclean. All right, and we can show you. We can further read on to show you that leprosy is unclean. Okay, and then the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, okay, check this, if the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, if the white spot be bright in the skin of his flesh, because this is talking about a brown skinned man now, or brown or colored person. Now you see like a mouth. If a bright skin be bright, if a bright spot be bright in the skin of a flesh, okay. Look at the arms. Look at the neck and look at the body, the breast. Okay, you see that? All right, she's unclean. Thus say the scriptures. Okay, for 3 again. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair, select verse 4. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that had the plague 7 days, meaning he would be put out of the camp, okay, be by himself, because he's unclean. Okay, according to verse 3. Pronounce him unclean. Alright? Verse 5. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. Okay, so if the priest look at him and see he still have that, then he can shut him up again. He can put him away again for additional 7 days. And the priest, verse 6, and the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. Okay? Now, after another 7 days, his skin's supposed to come back to him. Okay, come back to one. He'll be made whole again. Then the priest will pronounce him clean. Okay? But check this. Okay? Alright? If the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But, verse 7, but if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after that he had been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. Okay? I can shoot down to verse 10. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, as I show you, white in the skin, speaking about a dark person, okay, white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in this rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. Okay? Alright? Verse 12. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that had the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that had the plague. It shall all turn white. He is clean. But when the raw flesh appeared in him, he shall be unclean. Okay? And the priest shall see the raw flesh, and pronounce him to be unclean. For the raw flesh is unclean. It is leprosy, which is the raw flesh. Okay? A brown person, okay, when you're seeing that, you see it's basically you're seeing like the raw flesh. Okay, you see that? That look raw. That ain't look done. Okay? You ever take some chicken and put it in the pot without browning it first, it still look raw. It ain't done. Okay? You see that? That look raw. Alright? That's leprosy. That's unclean. This is not a work of art. Okay? You see how bad that look? And this person who posts this, okay, talk, but this is a work of art. This is uncleanliness, boy. Alright? That's what that is. Now, this is the meaning of leprosy. Okay? Leviticus 13 and 2. Okay? Leprosy.
Strong's H, 6883. Sara'ath. Sara'ath.
Sara'ath. Okay? Leprosy in people. Melanin skin disease. Okay? Melanin skin disease. In clothing, a mildew or mound. In buildings, a mildew or mound. Okay? So that's what it is. Alright? Ain't nothing pretty about that. Okay? So with that, I hope you're edified. I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Barakatah. Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Akim, out there that's pushing the truth in love and sincerity and charity. Shalom to the few sisters. Shalom.